do it. What's up, everyone? I'm Corey from Defaced Visuals. This is Chris.
Hello.
We're gonna sit here and talk about a whole lot of nothing. So, strap yourselves in. I don't know when this will be out.
I guess we'll start with me introducing myself. So Corey has talked about a lot of us in a lot of different videos, and I'm sure as we go on, you will be able to be met with the rest of the team. You'll be able to put a face to the name. So, I am Chris Cap. I currently was Commissioner Gordon. I was very graciously given the opportunity to be a part of the project. I replaced our previous commissioner, who just due to some time constraints, because we're very much so learning that time constraints can be a real issue as we're trying to film these things. It's not always just money and effects. We're definitely trying to make sure that everybody can be there when we need them to be.
Big time.
Most recently, you will be seeing my face both in some episodes of Punisher. We're continuing to do our work on that, bringing you new and exciting projects, and then this was brought up in our previous episode that Corey talked about. I am currently in both the framing stages of like the skeleton of probably one of our first original IPs, so we're very excited to bring that to you as well.
Yeah, as you can tell, we look very similar. We are variants of each other. He's Prime variant, I'm the Young variant. So that's like a big play into the original story, is that we all look very similar. Can't really say too much more without giving it away. It's gonna be gross.
Yeah, our goal with that project will be we want it to hurt in the best way. It's gonna hurt a lot more for us, for sure, filming it. But we're excited to bring it to you as our audience for what I would argue we like. Evil Dead's a big thing. We love a lot of practical body horror, things like that. So we're excited to do some different things. We've got a lot of kettles cooking right now. Everything's at kind of different levels.
Yeah. Trying to get the budget worked out is probably the big thing, because like if we're gonna do it as like a short first, I guess just throw everything into the fire and see what we can get. So, yeah, we got to make it look as gross as possible in a short amount of time.
Yeah. And we will be aiming for something significantly shorter. So where Halloween, the expectation is that we are going to achieve feature length. We're aiming for a sweet spot of like 8 to 10 minutes. So we really want it to be an effective one. We're spending a lot of time also watching shorts ourselves to learn different types of framing techniques, to understand. We actually just recently watched one before we started this video, where it was 5 minutes, and it was very, very effective at 5 minutes.
The littles. So look it up. It's pretty. It's not scary, but it's like kind of unsettling. Like stop motion claymation?
Yeah, between live action then goes to stop motion.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, when we had originally like thought of the idea of doing like this as a short first, my initial thought was like Lights Out, because that started as a short film on YouTube, and it got so many views and clicks that I don't remember who even made that movie. Like what studio?
My thought is always Lionsgate, but
yeah,
they tend to film a lot of those. The cool thing about those is that they bring back the original director of that short, because I know they're doing that with Backrooms as well.
Right.
So
right.
It's cool to see individuals like ourselves making our way into it. Arguably, I don't think we would ever say that we don't really want to be part of the machine. We're very happy being outside of it. Our goal is not to turn this into corporate slop just because we have a lot of visions now. We're willing to work around that, and I think that's one of the best things that we do with horror and looking at horror, is that you have to achieve a lot of things with not a lot of money. They don't typically turn a ton of profits, but you've got to get creative. So a lot of that's transitioning, especially into Punisher. We have grown a lot from my perspective. I was brought in super late to Batman. So a lot of things were already kind of put to bed, and then I came in and we were very much trying to create connective tissue, so to speak, between my character being there and some of the interactions other people had, because I wasn't physically there.
Right.
So
you were very much like cut into what was already like done.
Yeah.
Very late. Yeah. That was a very interesting learning curve. That's for sure.
Yeah. So we've learned, so again, like we've learned that stuff too. And where my creative prowess probably comes in more than anything would probably be for my ability to, I can look at dialogue and I can help smooth rougher edges. And I can help drive storylines. A lot of other things I will have to learn. We have a lot of things we see that can help a lot, that can bring our stories forward. I know miniature work is something we've also looked at. Those are all very much further down the pike. We have a lot of things that we want to bring to the table. And we're very fortunate. Like, the group that I've been brought into, and I can't say enough about it, it's very welcoming. It's been brought up in the past 3 episodes, and now I am now the first guest on this. When you reach out to us, like, we very much want to be involved with you with it. We're not just casting you out. We will tell you straight to your face, we don't have the money to just like fully produce it, to get it out. We're like, it's just hands off. But we will be in it with you to get this thing put together. We always try to give credit where credit is due, and it doesn't matter how small. You know, if you think like your plot point is insignificant or your character doesn't really matter, you're bringing a story to a 10 point, which is our biggest thing, is we want to tell stories.
I couldn't have said that any better. That's so true. Like, even if you're playing a thug on the streets in passing that has one line of dialogue, like, you are important to the entire thing. Like, it's a spoke on a wheel. Like, everyone's important in every part of it. So, yeah, it's a good way of putting it, actually.
Yeah. And like, now that we're getting into effects, like meeting people that have a lot of experience in that, we're always looking for that. We're always looking for creative ways to do things too. Punisher, I would say, for the physical effects, is probably the most I've seen us do.
Oh yeah, big time.
You know, we're introducing, obviously, compared, even though our Batman feature is very R-rated, the gore effects and the things we have to do for Frank to come to life in a way that feels respectful to the source material are things that we've really had to work on. One of the parts of episode 2 that I helped with, I can tell you, like, doing it was wild to actually see it happen. A lot of, and realizing how visceral just household items can look is really, really neat. And we're very excited to bring that to you. That's, we just kind of got close to putting the capstone on that, and then it'll kind of get into post-processing. And then that's June 5th, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so June 5th. You know, you can look forward to us continuing that, and then we've got another kind of round in the chamber, pardon the pun, but we've got one more coming initially. We've got a slate, and again, credit to Corey of bringing that to all of your attention. We want things to come out when they're actually in a good space. We don't want to give you something that we know we don't want to sit down and watch,
right?
Even if it's awkward for myself to see myself on a screen. And sweating it, which was a lot initially. But we don't put out projects we wouldn't want to sit down and watch either.
Right. Yeah. And like I said in the last episode, we're still, I announced Batgirl back in January, and we still haven't filmed that. So we're, after Punisher, that's probably going to be priority number 1, is getting that ready to go. And then if we do things after that, I would say the Daredevil short, which I'm starting to write it, but I'm going to pass it off to him to kind of just have someone else's hands-on like perspective of it, and like what else other minds can bring to it other than just my mind. I don't know, because I'm editing everything as well, so like having someone else write stuff is good too. Like, the more the merrier. I've said that a million times, but yeah, those two, and then our, I don't know what you want to call it, body horror short thing.
Yeah, I mean,
in the fall.
Yeah, arguably it's going to be one of our most experimental things we're going to do. And we want to make sure too that we keep the genres open. As much as a lot of us seem like we lean more towards horror, we want to expand as we continue to do things. A big thing with me with this story is that I feel that horror is always the most visceral when it's connected to a human emotion that anyone can feel.
Agreed.
Because that makes it so much more of a concept that any individual could go through, but we're amping it up to 11. Without really giving it away, I will tell you the one thing that it's going to deal with is loss of self. That is probably the closest you'll get without us really unveiling anything, and we'll probably over time
show more,
explain
more, but yeah, for now it's I mean, depression's a big part of it, like anger, frustrations, all those emotions that generally are like somewhat negative are all kind of at a boiling point in what we're trying to like convey. But there's a bigger story underlying it, I guess. Bad with wording it.
No, you're on the path. It's a lot of what happens to those around you as well when you don't know who you are. How does that fracture everything around you? But we're going to take you on that ride while also really grossing you out
in a short amount of time.
Yeah. We're gonna, and again, you all know that we do this organically. We don't have some multi-million-dollar machine pushing our content to you, and I don't think we would want that either. We want you to find us. We want our audience, and the ones that we do have that are riding with us, we can't thank you enough. Like, to see our numbers staggers us. You know, just to see that support that you want to see, you know, real, true, actual independence.
Yeah.
Like, we're figuring this out, and where to scrounge money from, what can we build, what can we find on a website in a rough cut that we'll dress up and we'll figure it out. We continue to do that. Also, if you haven't noticed, the scenery has changed.
It's very different.
We are at my house. We are filming this. So this is kind of like my little area to kind of unplug where a lot of my inspirations come from. Things like that.
Yeah. Things
in the fire, we are getting your things that you sent out to us again too. So it is always just a logistics battle. That's the best thing that like we can say, but like we will put our best foot forward to get these things put together. We're very excited, like, and we continue to be excited, which I think is really the positive spin of the burnout can always come, but the fact that it hasn't, I think, is really a tribute to how well we work together.
I was feeling the burnout while editing Batman, for sure.
Yeah.
Like during the holidays, and we both work retail, so we feel the burnout from work like quick. So, you know, that bleeds over into hobbies and this. So like the fact that we were able to get through it, push through it, and keep going is a good sign. Now I remember what I was going to say earlier. The whole reaching you guys organically thing, a lot of that stems through like music too. So being in a band and doing it for 5 years or longer now, I see a lot of these like pages that are like, oh, you pay us like X amount of dollars, like we'll get your music out to, you know, all these different channels and magazines and websites and blah blah blah. Like that's all cool, fine and dandy, but like I feel like that kind of outdoes the hard work part, because if we're not reaching you organically, like what's the point? Like if we're dishing out money just so that people see it, it doesn't feel like we're putting in like that hard of work kind of deal. Like I guess it's one thing, like if you spend a bunch of money on a project and then you spend more money on advertising, I guess, in the big corporate world, but like, you know, there are organic ways of getting it out there. Like, I mean, YouTube's algorithm is weird. Like, if you're watching nothing but Batman stuff, I'm almost certain, like, our first film would show up.
Yeah.
Even, like, Punisher. Like, if you're watching, like, superhero stuff on, you know, YouTube or even Google searches, I'm sure it creeps up some way, somehow. So I'd rather it be that way. Like, because I found some really cool things that way. music, short films, full movies. I'd rather just get on YouTube, watch a bunch of research videos on yada yada, and then find something. I'm like, oh my god, I found a gold mine, and then the rest is history. Like that's the way to really do it, I think.
Yeah, and our goal as we continue to grow is definitely established IPs are getting us like our lens and our kind of cadence and what are we looking for. And then when we get into probably having a fairly decent catalog, I would say, of like some original IPs out there, then we would probably start to look into, local circuits, just trying to get things out there. Again, being out there with you. We're not these unapproachable people. We know what it's like to go to a convention and feel this incredible weight of being around people that feel like they have it all figured out. And I would say it's very true. Once you actually start doing it, you realize it's not all nailed down and glued shut as well as everyone makes it seem. Even these gigantic Hollywood blockbusters, how many stories come out that it was a nightmare making it? That it's a lot of bending these edges and making these things look what we expect them to look, but on set was a lot.
Yeah, I would say like throughout everything that we've done so far, none of it's been a nightmare.
No.
I mean, maybe in the post-production side, but that's on me because I'm making my own nightmare trying to edit things. But like everyone that's been on set has always had a positive experience.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what we want to do is just make it fun for everybody. And if we can make it fun and then it looks cool afterwards, that's the most, I don't know, natural high I think you can feel. Like prime example, Dustin was just in chapter 2. He did a couple scenes and like he didn't know what to expect out of any of it. Did it and was like, that was a lot of fun. Like I want to keep doing that. And then I sent him, little clips of everything edited and he was through the roof ecstatic. He was like, oh my God, that looks a million times better than I expected it to look and feel and stuff. So like, that's what we're trying to do and keep doing for everybody. And if you want to get involved, obviously, like, it's a lot of fun. So.
Yeah. And we're not, even to go back to the previous episodes, like it's got to be first take or no take.
Oh,
we can tell you it takes us so many, we almost have warm-up takes where like we've got to do it because we've still got to establish shots. And even again, we're looking to, well, okay, so we're both wrestling fans, right? I'm older, which is why we joke that I'm the prime variant. You can tell there's a difference in even professional wrestling, which has a lot of accolades to being on film because they are all the time. They're on camera. When they have stuff written for them versus when they feel that they can get to the plot points they need to get to and they have free range to roam a little bit, how much more impactful that stuff is.
It's so much better. Like what I had written in Batman script versus what was actually in the film that's out there now are two different things. Because once we did it and we felt that emotion, we felt we could do it better and organically and through emotion. Like that's the way to do it. We've done that pretty much every step of the way. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, I would say there's a general understanding of where we need to be, and then we will run it. Like, we will definitely, for sure, like, if you're going to be in it and speaking, like, we definitely want you to have that cadence and understand what it is your character is getting across, and then we will probably have a couple takes, for sure, where, like, we're getting the wording down, we're getting the sentences down, and then we'll also have some where we allow you to roam a little bit. I definitely am guilty of it. I definitely like to run because I like to see where we can push and pull. And again, some of it doesn't fit. It's just one of those things where, like, the biggest thing we always say to one says, like, you don't have an ego. Like, none of us are bigger than the story. So if it's one of those things where, like, you do a crazy take and it's one of those things that doesn't really fit the story, it just gets cut. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And then we'll use what we need to, or we rerun it a couple times till we get all the shots we need.
And it's always good to have too much rather than not enough. We've ran into that a couple times where we've filmed not enough. So whenever we go to do everything else, it's like, oh, shoot, like we've kind of filmed ourselves into a pickle where we don't have enough for this to either look good or make sense, stuff like that. So it's always good to overdo it, I guess. And like too, like for me playing Batman and Punisher, which two, I don't know, they're cut from the same cloth. One just offs people, the other doesn't. Two different approaches to it as well. Like looking in the mirror, practicing my lines, and then actually doing it. Two different things. So like, yeah, it never really works out the way your mind thinks it does. But generally, that's a good thing because it ends up being better when you're in person and acting with other people. But
Yeah, for sure. And I'm glad that that's something like going forward we're going to look into, which is making sure like we do like more table reads, just because it helps us understand each other's timing too.
big time.
So that could always be a thing where like maybe we're not sure outside of the counts of where the words are at, which can be distracting, especially when you're supposed to be in the moment. So you do want dialogue. I think anybody watching this and that either watches our stuff or watches anything in general, you can tell when dialogue's very wooden stiffen because they're not connecting the way that normal people would. It just sounds like it was written, they needed to hit these words and then they move on.
Right.
Shot to shot to shot. But you can always tell, and I've watched some low budget, what people would consider junk fest. I like to pride myself that I watch garbage. What arguably people who put out awards would say are garbage. What I find is that there's charm because I know there's a lot of hard work, especially now, that there is a lot of hard work that still goes into movies, which would arguably be rated very low. And a lot of times they do have a quality of something you didn't see happen. Like working in retail, like we can tell you, like one of the biggest things that especially we like to do in this household is we find what we call alternative holiday horror movies. So we lean very heavily into that because typically we have to work them. So
Yeah.
It's kind of like a blow-off valve. And I will tell you, watching one that I name drop it all the time is Christmas Bloody Christmas. Like the acting between the two lead actors for probably the first half of that movie before like there's a change in kind of how the movie flows. They seem like they've known each other forever. And like they're so unbelievably natural in how they talk to each other. And like that shocked me. Because this movie, when it was put out, like seems like it has not a lot of budget. Like it's supposed to be an animatronic Santa that goes haywire and decides to murder the town. And then it just turns into a guy playing Santa. Like it's very clearly not an animatronic at times. Right. But the two characters in it really sell you. And that's what you need to have. Like we really do, as much as we would even get into fantastical things, it's very much about the connection of what we built. Batman was a big testament to that. I mean, Corey took a swing with Pig. I mean, I don't know a lot of people when I talk about Batman who are like, oh yeah, I'm a huge Professor Pig person. That's just, it's a deep cut.
It is.
But the way the story flows, it made sense. I couldn't imagine having arguably probably one of like the top three that you would normally rattle off being our main villain in that.
That's a great point, honestly. I never thought about it like that. Yeah. Like if you try to like drag and drop Joker, Bane, or Riddler into that position, like, I don't think it would have been the same movie.
No.
At all.
No, I think we definitely would have fallen into the trouble of, especially when we got to shooting, of something's not clicking here. And then now what do you do now that you're halfway into shooting and your story, you can push through. You can definitely do it. Lots of movies do it, and I would argue everybody sees that with varying degrees of satisfaction.
Yep.
I know I have gone to some movies where I thought they were going to be something and they weren't, and they shoehorned things in, and I've walked away fairly upset. Upset.
Yeah, I think Pig was the right choice for the story. And like I've talked to a couple people, and like the way the story went with Pig, like how we basically did a Killing Joke but with Pig instead of Joker, was risky. I didn't think about it in the midst of filming until after. I was like, oh man, like I'm a Batman fan, but I know a lot of people are probably going to get really upset at this because like Joker is, you know, the crown jewel of Batman villains. Like he's the top dog and that's his story, and it's so infamous. And to do it with I don't know. He's not even a B level villain. I would say C level Pig.
Yeah.
Like doing it with him, it was kind of wild, but I think it worked out because I love Joker, but I don't think he needs all the spotlight in the world. And I think Pig's just creepy, and there's so much untapped potential with that like character. So, yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, no. I mean, and again, like, it's something where I can tell you, again, how we talked about how I came in so late to the project. When I went to the premiere was the first time I actually saw the story in its entirety.
Oh, yeah.
So I almost got my lines almost as if this was like a very top secret thing because I just needed to fill the gap of what we needed to do, which I took very personally of like, I am being brought in when this project is trying to get to the end. I need to bring something that matches the tone, matches where I need to be as far as the relationship between Gordon and Batman, and really make sure that like when I show up, I showed up for them. Like I was given an opportunity to do something I've always wanted to do since I was younger, but arguably I've always been afraid of the machine and how to get into it and what happens if you go somewhere that's insanely expensive to live and it doesn't work. Like then what do you do? So to have this creative opportunity and have this outlet, like I take very seriously, as much as it's creative and it's fun and it's something like we all make it something we want to do. Like I do always want to make sure I pull my weight and that like I show up for them. I know like Lily's got all the passion in the world. Like she got a motor that doesn't quit when it comes to this. I know Eric has a lot of film expertise, even more so than me. He knows a lot of like eclectic picks. A lot of his stuff on YouTube. We can probably just name drop him. You know, Eric MFG.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like you know, for sure, go check out his page. Like he does a ton of reviews. He does a lot of Steelbook stuff.
Food.
Yeah, he does love his food, which is very irritating. Being somebody as myself that wants to like cut a couple pounds, and he's just like hammering, you know,
crumble cookie every week,
and he's it never sticks. You know, meanwhile, I got to be careful what I'm going to eat for dinner tonight. It's fine. It's just the joys of my body. Eric brings a lot of that. We have, just even like. And that's just the initial ones that come to mind. There's so many of you that help get
Jake,
this done.
Cooper, Swanee, Kenny, and Jason.
Jason's great.
Oh, man. He's awesome. You need him for something, he's there. He's had a kidney stone recently, so... Like, all those guys, like, they're there because not only, like, are they... We're all friends, but, like, they believe in what we're doing, and they think it's cool.
Yeah.
Like, especially in our area, like, it's not very, I don't know, I don't want to say popular, but it's not, you don't see it a lot. Like, whenever we were doing Batman, like, people were like, what? There's a Batman movie filmed in Phillipsburg? Yeah. Like, how many people can say, like, they were there and a part of that? Like, there is a portion, but, like, that's why we want to bring everybody in. It's like, it is such a cool thing to say, hey, I did this in this small little town, and it's out there to watch.
True.
But, and a lot of good people with like locations too, like Greg hooking us up for, chapter 1 of Punisher. Like that was like we filmed a music video there years ago, but it's such a cool spot. Like it's wide open, but it's got some cool, like dilapidated sections inside the building, which we didn't explore in it all that much, but it's such a cool building. And then the house he bought right next to it, it's been abandoned since the 80s. So the shot with, Cooper in there where I interrogate him when he's doing his illegal substances, like that whole house was so cool to walk through. There was so much like, it was like walking in a time capsule, but it was kind of gross. And then Tyler for the basement for Pig's Lair in Batman, like he came in big time for that. Like we were there all day setting that place up. Nick and his neighbor came over and he brought his daughters and they were playing with fake blood all day. That was fun.
Yeah.
He wasn't a part of it at that point.
Yeah.
But Yeah, that there's so many cool people locally that are like willing to be involved in some way, shape, or form, and it's not about money either, which is great because obviously we don't have the budget for it, but like they're not greedy. They're not like, oh, pay us a bunch of money and you can film here. It's like, give us a shout out and like do what you want, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Is there any other topics?
I mean, without this turning into a completely different type of podcast, I mean, I don't have anything as far as us talking shop. I mean,
31 minutes. Well, that'll get trimmed down.
Yeah, that'll give you more than enough to trim it down. Even if you need room, you can probably just chop it into multiple things if you need to.
That's true.
To fill the thing. Yeah, no, we don't really have. I mean, the original IP is framework really at this point, and it's a matter of making sure what we do is impactful. Again, it's just gratitude. It's gratitude on my end. It's really, I don't get to do the fun things, even the hard things, without being brought in by them, which means that they trust me. Which means I need to garner your trust as well. So when I am either on screen or I'm just putting words into a little, word spreadsheet to try to make things work better, or
helping with blood flowing through a tube into out someone's shirt.
Yeah. Which, I mean, shout out to Clearfield for everybody just
ignoring
kind of just moving along as we very openly just engaged in putting a gunshot wound into someone's chest.
It was wild. Like, we filmed pretty much everything so far in Phillipsburg, and I've had a guy come out and threaten me with a lead pipe in full Batman costume, even though we had permission to be on said location, but that's besides the point. But we've always had some kind of, like, I don't want to say an issue, but like someone always says something when we're in Phillipsburg, which you wouldn't think, and then we go to Clearfield, not a peep, nothing, not a word. Like, both times we were there, we were in a park, filmed something, it's fine, and then like a parking lot of, I don't even know what that place was. It used to be the Unimart, and yeah, nothing. It's crazy.
Yeah, just kind of left us go. I know one person was walking at one point and just casually kind of gave us a glare, like, that's probably not my problem.
Yeah.
And it just kind of kept rolling, and I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Like, what more could we ask for?
So much fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think Defaced Visuals really is going to continue to grow, and we're going to grow and change, and we're going to aim to change in the right ways. And again, everything initially kind of starts from here. We're laying the foundation, again, with our established IPs. Excuse me, with which I don't think we'll ever abandon. We will definitely always have stories with something, because it'll be some idea that we've had. And the best way that I can put this for us is, when we talk about movies amongst ourselves, it's very much like diner talk. It's always of late night, kind of just over coffee, getting some food, and talking to each other about stories we wish a big production company would put out, but we know is too risky and they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what we want to do.
That's us. That's kind of where we come in. What can we present in a way that is so drastically different that we have our own identity to it while not betraying the character? So, like, when you watch Batman to the Slaughter, it's still very much Batman, but we definitely feel like it is a Batman in a way that you as an audience haven't really seen portrayed.
Right. And it's a way I've always wanted to see Gotham portrayed, is like just as disgusting and violent as possible. Like, you don't want to live there. And we didn't really pull any punches with it. Like, there's language, people talk bad, people do terrible things. And like, I feel like Gotham is like that place, like, in a nutshell. And I think we can evolve it even more if we do. Well, I shouldn't say if. When we do more, we'll keep making it like, why is Batman doing what he's doing? Because like, this place just seems horrible. Like, this is terrible, which is always a topic for Batman. But like, we just want to keep doing that with that IP. But we have a lot of original IPs on the slate too. I'm writing one personally. I don't know what I want to do with it yet. We have that. I did have someone reach out about doing arguably probably the biggest IP of all time, like doing a mini series of that. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, we're just always doing something and working on things. So we're just gonna keep doing it. So
Yeah. And then who knows, in between with these things, we'll have obviously talking shop, and then we'll have some other internal discussions, depending on what you as our audience would like to see from us. I'm sure us talking in front of a camera is something we're not going to be too shy about. So we can always kind of splinter off and do other things as well.
Mm-hmm.
We'll try to keep you up to date as well too. A lot of things we're working on too is making sure we do some behind the scenes stuff for you.
Yeah, we've always done it, but we haven't really put anything out quite yet. Because I'm so like hyper fixated on getting the main stuff done that I always end up leaving the behind the scenes kind of on the back burner. But yeah, behind the scenes stuff. What else?
Trying to think. Because it's usually such a whirlwind. I mean, that's the real thing. Is like a lot of times too, it's just like a random thing. I can tell you before we get out of here. Corey needed a set of teeth, and we were able to secure him said teeth by.
And mind you, this was like way less than 24 hours notice that we needed said teeth, and they came in and got them in like 4 hours, which incredible work by you and Maria. Like it was a spark of the moment idea. I was like, oh, what if we did this? I need teeth. And then I was like, oh my God, where do I get like either animal teeth or fake teeth or what? Amazon usually is the go-to, but couldn't do that in less than 24 hours. And someone here locally was able to hook us up with 3D printed teeth, like a set of them. Like I only needed one. We got a whole set of them, so we're going to reuse those for something. Oh, we're definitely going to use them for something. Someone's going to get their face split, and
like we said, like if you're not wincing in some of our action scenes, then we need to up our game. But we will definitely do things that gross us out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those teeth are definitely coming back into play. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But all right, I guess we'll do the outro.
Okay.
So, sorry for yapping for almost 40 minutes, probably. But yeah, like I hope everyone watches this episode and is like, okay, like I want to like get involved, and I'm more excited to see what else is out. Also, the Punisher Chapter 2 trailer is out right now on the same page you're probably watching this on. And we're almost done filming that, and then we're going to move on to Chapter 3.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and then I will be seeing you kiddos in the end portion of Chapter 2, and then you'll get to meet me a little more intimately in Chapter 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of a bastard. I'm just going to let you know now. I'm not particularly a nice individual. I'm a necessary evil.
Mm-hmm.
But we're excited to get that too. I'm excited to be a part of it. I've always kind of liked Punisher. We always have our guilty pleasures with it. But again, don't feel weird about reaching out to us. Like, I can tell you, I have been intimidated by this by loving movies my entire life, and it's an intimidating thing.
Mm-hmm.
We are here to make you comfortable with it, and we are learning just as much. Mm-hmm. And anything you bring could be stuff we never thought of.
Yeah. That is a great point. Like, people who we brought on have mentioned little things like, oh, what if I did this? And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, do that. Like, that's a really good idea. And then it ends up staying in the cut. Or generally, like, if there's a group of people watching, it's like a collective, like, holy crap, that was incredible. So, like, you never know what you can bring to it. So, but, all right. Well, I'm Corey again, and this is Chris. I guess for the ending, we're just going to say applesauce. Defaced Visuals will bring you applesauce.
Applesauce.
Bye.
Bye.